As the sun dipped below the horizon and twilight settled over the small village of San Miguel, an unsettling calm enveloped the air. Josefina and her family, weary from the day's labors, gathered inside their modest adobe home, unaware of the terror that would soon descend upon them. The legend of La Llorona had always been a distant tale, whispered among villagers to keep children obedient. But tonight, the legend would come alive. It started with a faint, almost indiscernible sound, a soft weeping carried on the still night air. At first, Josefina thought it was just the wind rustling through the trees, but the sobs grew louder, more desperate, echoing through the walls of their home. Her husband, Carlos, tried to dismiss it, saying it was just the cries of a stray animal. Yet, in his eyes, Josefina saw a reflection of her own growing fear. Their daughter, Maria, clung to Josefina's arm, her small body trembling. The weeping grew more insistent, almost accusatory. Ms. Hios, the voice wailed, the words slithering into their ears and wrapping around their hearts like icy tendrils. Panic seeped into their bones. Carlos bolted the doors and windows, but it felt futile against the supernatural force outside. Just as they thought they couldn't bear the cries any longer, the weeping stopped, replaced by an eerie silence. Josefina dared to hope that it was over, but then Maria screamed. Emerging from the shadows at the edge of their yard was a figure draped in white, long black hair cascading over her face. The air grew frigid, and a sense of dread washed over them. La Llorona stood still for a moment, her head slowly lifting to reveal hollow, empty eyes. She stretched out her arms, as though to embrace Maria. "Come to me, my child," she whispered. Time seemed to freeze. Josefina's maternal instincts surged within her, and she grabbed a crucifix from the wall, brandishing it with trembling hands. "Leave us! You have no power here," she shouted, her voice wavering but fierce. The ghostly woman hissed, recoiling as though struck. The crucifix seemed to burn brighter, casting a halo of light. La Llorona let out a bone-chilling scream before dissolving into mist, her cries lingering in the air. Silence returned, but it was the silence of a grave. The next morning, the family found no trace of the apparition, only the overwhelming scent of river water in the air. The village elders gathered, their faces grave. They placed protective talismans around the family's home, but they all knew, deep down, that La Llorona was not gone forever. She would be back, searching for her children, and anyone could be her next victim. And so, the legend lived on, a constant reminder of the sorrow and danger that lingered just beyond the veil of night.